Hello Australia, welcome to another Big Couch. Let me tell you what's coming up on episode 830 of The Couch today. Ethan Granger is performing for us live in the theatre. Stick around for that one, great young talent. The Gig Guide, not with Jamie McCanty today, with Blake Williams. We'll talk to him very, very soon. The Perth Italian Festival is coming up on the 11th of April. We're going to talk to the people behind that today. We're also talking to Brian Bawogja. I think I pronounced that right. His son passed away and he's got a legacy. It's called Zaza's Legacy, and we're going to talk to him today later on, find out about the great stuff that's happening with his legacy. Entertainment with Alexander Sacosta is coming up, and then The Bitchin' by Chris Moyer. Jen Merrigan is here, and also Chris Ilsley is here as well. Hope you can stick around. The Couch starts now.
It's showtime on the couch. Yeah, it's showtime on the couch. You can see it from your house. You can watch it from your house. It's showtime on the couch with Fred and the best in town. Oh, it's showtime on the couch.
Hello Australia, happy Easter all around Australia, and if you're watching it early on YouTube and Facebook, bad luck, it's still Easter, okay? Welcome to another episode of The Couch. Let's get straight into it. Blake Williams is a regular face here, was a regular face for about 15 years on The Couch. Welcome back.
Thanks, Fred. It's nice to be back and see everybody and see that the show's doing so well. And 830 episodes, did you say?
We have 830, 25 years, and you were probably there for about, I reckon, 18 of those years.
I think so.
Because you started off as our music guy, and then you and Lisa, your partner, your wife, did movies for a long time.
We did.
But then you got into other stuff, because you still got Proof the Band, haven't you?
Yeah, Proof the Band, corporate band in Perth, does concerts and events. Out last night, we're out tomorrow night again. Yep. But also, working on radio and doing a whole bunch of different things.
Mix 94.5, I heard
Mix
you
as
on
well.
There. And you've also got the Telethon gig.
Yeah, that's right.
Year.
So I'm music director of Telethon, and we have Proof as the house band, so we back all the artists. So last year, we back with Ronan Keating and Shannon Knoll and all those big names. And
Tell me about
their team.
Williams Creative Co.
Williams Creative Co is our agency. It's our creative company. So we manage artists, we do corporate events, concerts, a whole range of different things. But it's all music industry, it's all entertainment, it's a lot of curation, so we build a lot of stuff. And there's a lot happening at the moment. Perth is kind of pumping with events.
Buzzing, isn't it? There's a lot of
not
stuff.
This weekend with the cyclone, which is where we're going to start really. But usually there's a lot happening. So it's all those outdoor things, especially this weekend, that have gone, we're not happening anymore. It happens every year. A couple of these big shows fall over because of the weather, and it's certainly happened this weekend.
Well, thank you very much for having the time to come in and take over for us.
Everything was cancelled, so I was happy to come in because nothing else was happening today.
Well, let's see
much.
how you remember TV. Camera 2's yours.
Oh, Camera 2's mine. Good to see Camera 2, my old friend again.
Yes,
we're going to start with a show that was cancelled this weekend. It has been rescheduled to Sunday, the 12th of April. This is the end of summer tour at Ascot Racecourse. And people, I tell you what, the Australian public love these big nostalgic festivals, right? I mean, look at the list of people that are coming with this one. Daryl Braithwaite.
Wonderful.
Baby Animals with Susie Damachi. Diesel. Thirsty Merc. Wendy Matthews. And then a Perth guy, Jason Ayres, with his band. Love it. And you've got a bit of 80s, a bit of 90s, a bit of early thousands in there too, and that's the core demographic.
Dare I say forever classic, 6IX.
That's right.
But
it hits all the notes.
They're all the artists that we all remember.
And that's the thing. People want to go and they want to see a 45-minute set from Daryl Braithwaite, back it up with some great Australian rock or West Australian rock with Baby Animals. Jason Ayres is a great addition to this. So Jason is a local Perth guy who, I put on the scene on Mix. We did 350 episodes of that show. So 830 is you're doing much better than me. And he's a Perth guy that got on a lot of tours around the country, and now he's been promoted up to a billing name. So well done, Jason. You've done a really good job, mate. So that one is going to be a huge one. It was this weekend. It's now April 12. Pick up tickets from about $136 onwards.
Can't complain.
That's right. That's the end of summer tour, not to be confused with the Red Hot Summer Tour. Similar, Also down the same line, this is with Face to Face touring and a whole bunch of great Aussie acts as well. I mean, Paul Kelly could sell this show out by himself, but add Missy Higgins to that, the Cruel Sea, the Cat Empire, who bring a great crowd, a great energy, Casey Chambers and Jez Hitchcock. This one is at down the beach at Hillary's at Whitford Nodes Park, Saturday the 9th of May. So similar kind of thing. Australia has this great relationship with these big outdoor concerts, these multi-build festivals. And these days, I mean, festivals are incredibly risky business, especially new festivals, and we see it all the time. The Blues Fest being cancelled. They're hard to get up, they're hard financially, artists cost more, just the legislation and regulation costs more to put these shows up. So for these ones that have had names for a while to keep going, it's great. We want to support them. We want to get audiences out there to see these great acts.
Absolutely. And you've got a good cast lineup there too as well. Great bands of people know singers.
Paul Kelly does a night at Kings Park and sells 5,000 tickets. He could do it on his own, that's right. But Missy Higgins as well, huge name in the Australian music industry, and playing on that nostalgic feel all the way to her first album with Scar and all those great tunes, but also a lot of her recent stuff too. So that is definitely a show.
Are you
to
into
catch.
The Little Mermaid and Disney? I mean, your baby's a little bit young for that still.
Quinn is 18 months old, 19 months old, somewhere around about that vicinity of life. But yes, this is a show we probably could take him to. Might be a little bit young, but this is with Hammer, and this is Little Mermaid, Disney's Little Mermaid. You can catch this one at the Regal Theatre. This is all about Easter, and it's all about the kids getting out to see some theatre. So some really kid-friendly times of 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. Early for the performers, but great for the kids. And this is a whole lot of fun. And Hammer have done this one before. A great cast of local theatre goers, and Hammer do this really well. And I hope people get down to support it because when you get, kids, get them out to school football and school soccer and school activities, but get them out to theatre as well. And the Regal is great.
If I sang this song, who does it remind you?
Here we go.
Angels brought me here. Probably a little bit better than the original.
I mean, it sounds like a Fred original to me.
It is,
unless
definitely.
It's a cover of a Guy Sebastian song. Is that where we were going with
Yes,
that?
I hope so.
Oh, wow, what a segue.
Thank you.
Guy Sebastian, of course, the voice of Australian Idol, the very first winner.
He's a legend these days.
He's great, and it shows what
Voice
can
at
happen.
Telethon as well.
Yeah, he's been at Telethon many times. He brought his band over who are absolutely kicking it. Now he's on The Voice. He's on X Factor. He's sold millions of records. But Guy is coming to Perth. You can catch him 15th of May in the big room at RAC Arena. And I love that, yes, he won the show, sure. And that we never know how long your career is going to last after something like that. But he's gone on to show you can have some real longevity. And what a voice to back it up as well.
Fantastic. What about Split Ends?
I'm
They're
so
back.
excited. So excited about
Were
this.
you a
Split Ends.
Crowded House and Split Ends fan?
100%.
What came first?
So Split Ends came first,
And then
Crowded House came later. But Split Ends was this beautiful combination of the Finn brothers, right? So Tim and Neil. They write songs in a certain way. They came together on the third album from Crowded House, which was Woodface, and you can hear some of that inspiration in there. Tim was only in the band for that one album, but this is going to be incredible. It's 20 years reunion of Split Ends, and it's Neil, it's Tim, it's Eddie and Noel, and we're talking 6 Months in Licky Boat, I Got You, Message to My Girl. These are incredible pop songs.
Everywhere you go, you always take the weather with you.
Well, that's a Crowded House, but that's a song that they wrote together.
Yes.
And that's the beauty of the Finn brothers. So this is going to be a show, I think, not to be repeated, really. May 22nd at RAC Arena. Definitely, if you love your Australian/New Zealand music, make sure you see it, because I don't think these guys are going to do it again. It's been 20 years.
Do you know what I love about Proof? Every time I hear Proof performing live, they always make me feel like dancing.
Well, you know what?
It's segue.
It's a great segue, because Proof do this one. Why would you not do some Leo Sayer? But Leo Sayer, the voice, Leo Sayer, and he still does these songs in those super high Leo Sayer keys. He doesn't bring him down. He still sounds great. He's 77.
Lives in Sydney these days.
Yeah.
Australia. But isn't he amazing for 77?
He's almost 80 years old,
and he
Fred.
sounds the same. How many artists do you know that come out and still sound the same?
Not many.
And they're not miming.
And hitting those notes as well. Yeah, he's not doing a Frankie Valli who kind of stands there. We don't really know what's going on. But you can catch Leo Sayer Friday, April 10. He's going to be at Crown Perth in the theatre. Definitely worth checking that one out. Tickets starting at $89, so $90 to go and see Leo Sayer. And lastly, another musical. This one written by Perth boy Eddie Perfect, Whopper graduate. And this is Beetlejuice, the musical. So it's 2019 it started. That was the debut on Broadway. And we've got the star from Broadway coming over to do the Australian tour as well, who actually plays Beetlejuice. But have you heard any of the Beetlejuice songs? Oh, they're great.
No.
They are as bonkers as you would want them to be. It's crazy stuff. Like, it's a crazy theatre show from the mind of Eddie Perfect, but it will be here in August of 2026. So if you love your theatre or you're thinking, I loved the film, what do they do in the theatre? Definitely worth checking out.
I'm pretty sure I saw Beetlejuice in Singapore in their, what's the world that's there? Universal World.
Okay.
I think the character sort of walks around there.
And does some stuff.
Yeah.
It's a great show. The soundtrack is incredible. And the fact we've got one of the Broadway performers playing Beetlejuice in the Australian production is pretty amazing.
Absolutely.
So definitely worth checking out at Crown.
Well done.
Thank
Blake
you so
Williams,
much.
that is the Gig Guide. How do we find out more about you?
You can find us at williamscreativeco.com, events, all of that kind of good stuff. Well, there it is. Look on the screen right now. You've got all the graphics going on, Fred. How good is this?
We've moved up a little bit.
You really have.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure having you back.
It's
You're
good to come
always
see the
welcome
people.
here. We love having the old family back in
It
town.
is. It's a
and
bit like
especially on the
that.
25th year of the Couch. It's nice to know that you were with us for more than half of it.
Yeah, that's pretty special. So well done on keeping this going, because I know how hard it is, and you've done a great job.
And when are you back on Mix?
Here and there, just doing stuff
Just like
whenever
my
it pops
6AX
up.
gig.
Yeah,
It's the casual
that's
thing.
right.
But keep doing it.
Perth
Well done.
media, it's tough.
And when is your TV show coming back? Are you looking at bringing that
You know,
back?
that's the big question.
Yep.
It's all there ready to go. I just need to find time to get it happening again, really. But it's all there. All the support is there. It's just, as you know, trying to get these things back off the ground.
big job.
It's a big job, yeah. But the scene was great for Foxtel.
Well, keep working hard at Williams Creative Co.
Thank you.
Blake Williams with us. He'll be back again sometime in
Some
the
point.
future if we can have him back. We'd love to have him back. Ethan Granger is waiting for us in the theatre. He's an ordinary guy. He's performing that today. Here's Ethan.
Deep underground, I will wait. Far out of sight, I will run till the heavens gone by. Such an ordinary guy, such an ordinary guy. Bright shining lights that fall in line, the queen of the night who doesn't shine. Why do we cry? Why do we cry? Such an ordinary guy, oh, such an ordinary guy. Dark of the night that swallows minds, and hands of the dead who reach for light. Why do we cry? Why do we cry? There's such an ordinary guy, oh, such an ordinary guy.
There you go, Ethan Granger. Thank you for appearing today, Ethan, and we'll come back to you at the end of the show with a final song, unless I go overtime and then we have to leave him there for another week. Somebody that's in the studio today, very close to my heart, because obviously I'm of Italian background. The Perth Italian Festival this year will be running for 3 years. Today we have got two of the committee members on set. We've got Maria, who's the secretary, and Gino. You're the technical person, aren't you?
That's
welcome
correct,
to
yeah.
both of you, and thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
You're very welcome. And the Perth Italian Festival, tell me a little bit about it for those people who have never been to one, because this is the third year, so it's all new. What do we get up to?
Look, I think if we take it back to where it started
Original.
from, originally, I think it was an idea that Frank, our president, obviously everyone knows him as AKA the accordion man, you know.
Yep.
So he saw something up in Darwin. He was up in a festival up there, and it sort of invigorated him and thought, well, hey, we don't have anything like this. It's not that it's a new idea, but it's he thought, well, let's try and create something. And so he came back.
Yep.
And sort of started rustling around and finding people to join and create.
For those people who don't know, what do we do in an Italian festival? What do we do at the Perth Italian Festival?
Look, we've got lots of food, lots of entertainment. There is...
There's 56 odd vendors.
I believe they
food-
sell arancini.
Correct.
lasagna,
Pizza,
cannoli.
Pizza,
gnocchi.
cannoli as well.
Yeah,
So
cannolis.
those retailers are all here in Western Australia.
Correct. And we've got a lot of the local Italian clubs
Wonderful.
On board.
on board,
Yeah,
so
that's right.
they'll be promoting themselves there as well.
And am I right in saying there's going to be some amazing musicians, as well as Frank playing the accordion?
Of course.
Yeah,
What
there's
else
a lot
we-
of entertainment through there. There's a lot of
Look at it there.
local artists, and there's also we've got Giuseppe Infantini he's a tenor from Italy who's coming along.
Beautiful.
We've got the puppeteers
They're
from Italy.
as well. We've got the traditional, all the Ferraris and Barbagallos and cars.
So you've
and
got
things.
everything that's traditionally known as Italian.
Yeah.
And we've got it all in one spot at Langley
All in
Park,
one
haven't
spot.
we?
Yeah.
Now, it's going to be held on the 11th of October, 11th of April. I'm so far ahead
Yeah,
here.
that's correct.
11th of April. It's only for one day, isn't it?
Yes.
Correct, 11 to
Till
10.
10:30, I
to
think it is.
10 p.m?
10:30?
10, yeah.
10 or
Thereabouts.
10:30,
But if
yeah.
you're there, they're not going to
We've
throw
got
you out.
fireworks.
Kicking off around 9 o'clock, 9:15 is the fireworks.
Have you guys got official roles this year? Are you guys up to much?
Yeah, well, look, I look after everything technical and everything
So you
entertainment.
make sure the lights and the microphones and
and the
the
acts
speakers are
go on
working.
stage on time and
Yep.
all that. We've got 3 zones for live entertainment main stage. We've got the Spritz Giardino bar, so underneath
Spritz
an
as in the orange drink?
Yes,
They've got
the orange
lemon
drink.
spritz
Yeah,
these
that's
days,
right.
yeah.
There's lemon as
Yep.
well. And then we've got stage 2, which has got lots of food demonstrations. They're doing all sorts of stuff there. and
Olive
some
making.
Olive making.
Maria, what are you
Yeah.
doing? See how I called you Maria as an Italian too? What are you up to?
I'm master of,
Everything.
jack of all trades.
Do you perform as well? Do you
No,
sing?
I don't.
You stay
No,
out of that
definitely
one?
don't. No.
Now, am I right in hearing that you've got Joe Avardi coming and also James Liotta?
Correct. Yes,
Is that what
James.
Is he
James
bringing his
Liotta
mum
James.
this year?
I don't think...
No.
Oh, she was a pain last
Yeah,
year.
no, I don't think
She was
she's
so
come.
rude to
Yeah.
all the children. I
Yeah,
saw
yeah.
her there.
Yeah.
They were looking up her dress, and it's not a good thing.
Yeah.
But they are both fantastic
Yep.
sons.
Absolutely.
Joe Avardi, of course, we know him as an amazing
Yep.
Italian comedian is loved all over Italy. He goes
Yep.
to he's the mascot of Calabria, my
Yeah.
He
my
is now.
hometown.
Yeah.
But he's also in Canada. They absolutely love him. He's very funny. He tells a lot of his Italian growing up stories.
Yeah.
How a hobby to him wasn't playing cricket; it was doing a concrete driveway
Correct.
on the weekends. And of course, James Liotta is a well-known Melbourne comedian
Yeah.
that's now working with a couple of other great comedians around Australia as well. So they're going to host the whole thing.
Yeah.
We've
Joe
got-
is
No, Joe's not.
just doing a show.
He's just a guest
Just a
host,
guest
a guest
show.
presenter.
James is there all day.
Yep.
Revving the crowd up.
And he's very
yeah,
good.
He's very good.
Now, is there a cost for people to go? No entry fee?
It's a donation only.
It's a gold coin donation.
Yeah,
whatever,
gold coin.
Whatever you can.
I tell you what, with the
So-
fuel costs these days, you're going to have to put a fee, but you're not going to. There's not going to be a fee. You've heard it
We
straight
are
from this
all
side.
volunteer
Tiers
based,
based,
so we don't get paid
All the
for
committee.
doing anything.
It's a not-for-profit organisation, and we do.
We do donate to Lifeline if there's any proceeds left.
Yeah.
Look, to run an event like this, can I just say, there's a lot of money being made by the retailers, etc. They also pay to be there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cost in running a festival like
Yeah,
this.
absolutely.
So
All the
if you,
infrastructure,
if you come out clear, you've had a good event. And we hope that you do, because this is your third one.
Yeah.
But why is it so important to run a different culture? Why is it so important to let everybody in a multicultural country?
Because everybody wants to be Italian.
Yeah, but you know they can't. But we don't mind. We'll
Yeah,
adopt them.
but-
I think us growing up, most of us are first generation Australians, and we've been brought up with this culture, and we like to share, and we want to keep it alive, and so we introduce all these things and share it multiculturally. I think that's we all have that passion.
Yeah,
So-
Maria, if I had to ask you, give me a couple of reasons why people need to come to this. Don't miss it, even if you're not Italian.
Because everybody wants to be Italian. So be Italian for one day.
And will they be doing the tarantella?
Absolutely.
Tarantella girls from Darwin.
There's no,
Tarantella.
yeah, we've got the girls from Darwin, the Tarantella girls from Darwin, so they'll be performing throughout the day, I think.
Do you know who I wish we could have got maybe for next year? The Ricchi e Poveri.
Oh, wow.
They went to Melbourne. They didn't come to Perth.
Yeah, they're great.
And look, there's Albano would be great too. But do you know what? It is such a great festival. Where can people get more information? You probably ask. Do you want me to tell people?
Yes, please.
Well, you just go to the website. It is, of course, perthitalianfestival.com.au. It only happens once. It's going to be on the 11th of April, which is in a week or two's time. It's free to enter. It's going to be running from about 10 in the morning to about 11 o'clock at night. All day. Just go down.
And our raffle.
And the raffle. Yes, tell me about that, because you can win a holiday.
So, yes, we've got, it's $10 per ticket, which is sponsored by MTA Travel and Oscar Group Insurance Brokers. We've got a Linley voucher.
Worth $2,000. And also a Gudger coffee machine. Gudger machine.
I'm happy with the coffee machine if I don't go on a holiday.
They'll probably get stolen.
I bought my ticket, so I probably ruled myself out of winning anyway.
So please go online and purchase your tickets. And
on the day too, we'll have lots for sale on the day as well.
Absolutely. We'll be selling hard copies on the day, but...
Beautiful.
In the meantime, if you want to go online.
And can I just say also, Fred, there's lots of free things for the kids to do. So bring the kids down. There's games and Spud Shed. Spud Shed have got a nice big stand with a lot of stuff. Silent disco. There's a lot of things.
If you're thinking about cost of living and thinking there's going to be plenty of stuff that's going to be free or very cheap, just support it. Go and have a good time. Let's not talk about petrol prices and all the things we can't change in this world. This is one day. You're going to love being Italian on this day. It's a multicultural country. We'd love to see you there at Langley Park on the 11th of April, the Perth Italian Festival. These are just two of the wonderful committee. Frank will be there playing his accordion. James Liotta will be there all day. Go and say hello. A wonderful event. Congratulations on the third year.
Thank you.
I look forward to seeing you next year. Maybe I can be part of it next year.
Absolutely.
I reckon.
We'll have you on board.
Look forward to it. I'll make a mean lasagna as well.
Sure,
and I sing pretty good. If I say so myself, because I'm the only one
I can slot you in, no problems.
Beautiful, thank you. You're the technical guy.
Don't forget our pasta competition.
Pasta competition as well.
For the kids.
Fantastic.
And adults.
Well done. This is the team from the Perth Italian Festival. Please support them next week, and we'll see you support us for 25 years here on the couch right after this. Thank you very much. Welcome back to the couch. It's always nice when we can actually platform something on the couch that is helping a lot of people. Now, young Zaza passed away a couple of years ago of eating a grape actually at the beach, and he choked on it. At that time, his parents went through a very big loss. They did try CPR, it didn't quite work. There's a brand new device that we're going to talk about today. But to talk about that and more, we've got Alexander here in the studio talking to Zaza's dad, Brian. Over to you, Alexander.
Thank you so much, Fred. It's so important when a tragedy happens, how we as a community rally around it and give kind of purpose and power to that moving forward. And we are very lucky to be joined by Brian, who has created Zaza's legacy to honour the life and really empower people to take action when these tragic moments do happen. Welcome, Brian.
Thank you very much for having me.
Now, Brian, you launched officially in February this year, but you have been working on this for a long period of time. Tell me a little bit about the impact you've already made and the impact you're hoping to make moving forward.
Yeah, like you just said, I lost my son 2 years ago, unfortunately, from a freak accident where one of his best mate gave him grapes. So I have background in chefing and I cut grapes 24/7, you know, but his best mate just handed him over and within 4 minutes, unfortunately, passed away. I'm trained in first aid. I did all the protocols which needed to be done, but unfortunately, I wasn't able to save him. And after that, you know, as a dad, I felt like a failure. Like my one job was to protect my sons, and unfortunately, I let one, you know, pass away without. So I just blame myself. And after the funeral, I came to realize, you know, it cost me almost $15,000 to bury my son. I had $35 in my pocket. And first, as much as a tragedy happened, the community rallied. It was a GoFundMe and whatnot. And after the funeral, everything, unfortunately, with grief, people leave. That's when reality sets in. You don't accept it the first year, you don't accept it a few months. And then now when, I started digging out, could have done something, so I became obsessed with numbers. So when I started looking at the numbers, I was shocked to realize how much and how many people die from choking incident. And the tragedy is that people actually think kids die mostly from choking. Actually, it's adults, 55 years old and above. People, our older parents are staying longer, which we celebrate.
Yes.
But comes with unfortunate consequences. Choking happens, and I think from 0 to 4, it's probably 24%, and then from 55 to above is more than 55%. Yes.
There you go. So when the statistics are really showing that this is not something that is isolated to a certain part of our lives, it affects potentially everyone. And there's a lot of importance in, obviously, you understood first aid, but you've actually explored further that there's something that can work alongside knowing your first aid, but also the LifeVac. Can you tell me a little bit about the LifeVac machine?
Yeah, so with the LifeVac, it's this powerful device where, unfortunately, after my son passed away, I came to realize there could have been a potential life-saving device. And I didn't know about it, I was shocked, right? And then when I started doing my research, I came to realize actually it's been TGA approved in Australia, FDA approved in America, which has literally saved around the world 5,000 lives around the world. In Australia alone, it has saved 110 people since 2016. And I reached out to them. I reached out to American company, and then they sent me to Australian company, and we've just developed like a working relationship where it's basically, if you've ever used a plunger, basically it works like a plunger. It's basically you take the handle, you put a different mask. It has different masks from 0 to 4, different sizes, and then you just place, push, pull. Literally, that's how easy it is. And it creates like a suction, like a vacuum suction. If there's any foreign object, it will pull it, and you can still go ahead with your first aid.
As well.
Yeah.
Well, that's so good to have just the option there as well, alongside everything, so you can really use everything you can in that situation. And it's already been implemented here in Western Australia thanks to your advocacy. You mentioned already 8 councils, and further councils already voting on it as well, already out in our community thanks to you.
Exactly. The tragedy happened in my council in city of Joondalup, and luckily I was able to convince them. Luckily the mayor and the councillors were there. So we should feel proud, especially in Australia, because city of Joondalup was the first city around the world to be able to implement first aid devices next to a defibrillator. So that's a big thing that people really don't realize.
No.
And if you've ever, I always say we are beneficiary of defibrillators. We are beneficiaries of a seatbelt. I found somebody who had courageous momentum to implement this, which saves me. So my spark, my purpose was turning my pain into a purpose. Say, this generation, it might not happen in my lifetime, but the next lifetime I want them to have something like this, because choking incident is going up and up and up every day. So we have city of Joondalup, city of Vincent, we have city of Wanneroo, city of Starling, Harvey, Shire of Harvey, Rockingham Police Station, and last week we had incredible city of Swan. So I'm so excited. Anywhere they manage city managed facilities, if you go to the local libraries, local swimming pools, if they're running a daycare or aged care, they're gonna implement that just to give you a reassurance where a tragedy happens, you've tried everything that you can, at least you have that secondary option. Yeah.
Wonderful. And so the goal is to keep growing this impact, and including things like grief counselling services and retreats for people for bereavement. So you really are taking it from a very holistic approach. And if people want to get involved, Brian, how can they help you? Maybe as a volunteer, maybe to donate.
Yeah, look, we are doing a lot of things. What worked for me and what didn't work for me. I realized something with grief. It's a community, it's a grassroots. So if you want to volunteer, go to zazaslegacy.org.au. We are a registered organization with a tax deductible. There's a lot of information you can get there, which you can help us. We always need help. You can donate $5, $1, $2, and we can issue a tax deductible. But yeah, we offer grief support, we offer funeral attires, we offer somebody dies from a sudden death, we offer free food, free meals, frozen meals. So we just take that away from you while you're grieving and doing your funeral arrangements.
Very powerful work. Thank you, Brian.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Alexander. Well done, and thank you to Brian Bawoga. I think I pronounced that right. Is that right, Bawoga?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Now, of course, the kit comes with the book. It is called the LifeVac Airway Clearance Device. It comes in the orange bag. It's got a carry case. This is the device you've got in front of me, and you've got the other sizes depending on the size of the person, the age. Please support them. Please look for them if you need them. I think they should be in all schools. Restaurants should have them. Hospitals should have them. And I think in the next 5 years, hopefully everybody at home that's got young kids would have them as well. Thank you to Brian. Thank you to Alexander. Alexander's coming back after the break with Talking Entertainment. We'll take a break on the couch. Back with more in a moment. Welcome back to the couch. Always nice to have Alexander back. Thanks for doing that segment as well with Zaza's Legacy. What a wonderful organisation. But today we're talking entertainment.
We are talking
You've
entertainment.
been very busy.
You know me and all my famous friends, like my good friend Chapel Roan.
Yes.
Poor thing, she was staying at a hotel in Sao Paulo ahead of like a performance that she was doing. And then this thing blew up on Instagram and digital media. Basically, what the claim, allegedly, is that a little girl smiled at her, who was there eating breakfast with her mum, and then security apparently came and verbally assaulted and told these people, like, you can't look at her, leave her alone, she's entitled to a private life, da-da-da. And basically it's been on this huge claim because the mother and daughter were actually related to a famous soccer player. So he then made comments online saying that he was aggressive, this security guard, and told them off, and they believed that Chapel had done something and told this security guard.
People doing stuff like
Well,
this.
the thing that is, Chapel went on her social media and said, like, I am not even aware of this. I didn't witness this interaction at all. It's not like she actually spoke to this child, is what she's saying. And that's not part of her security team either, is what she's saying. She goes, that's not my security guard. I didn't tell him to go and do that. And it's very interesting because this narrative attacks Chapel Roan, who's been very vehement in creating boundaries in this industry. She's very clear on, I should not be approached in the street. I should not have people yell at me when they're taking
So
photos.
she's upfront about everything.
Very much so. And she's called out photographers, even at awards show, who've been like verbally saying horrible things to her or making her do things. And I think it's very interesting that once again, a female in this industry, when she starts being very clear on her boundaries, how quickly the narrative starts coming out. She called security on those people. She did this, she did that. It's all very,
Who do you
very
think
interesting.
would be behind all of this if you had to put money on it?
Well, probably men.
Men, and do you think social media? Or
Well, no, because social media has given her the opportunity to actually defend herself
get a
and tell her
platform.
side of the story. Because the narrative we like to do with women is we like them to be successful in media until a point. And then if you're not playing our game anymore, then we'll make you
We'll
as if
destroy
you're
you.
difficult. But that kind of behaviour is not difficult. She was eating breakfast in a hotel. It's not
in her own privacy.
in her own privacy.
Yeah, yeah.
I doubt to imply that someone would call a security guard because a child smiled at her.
Ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Like a parent wouldn't have better things to do. I mean, how many times have we gone past people and you go, I recognise the person, but you would never make a scene or try and embarrass them. People have a right to their privacy.
Exactly.
She's obviously done nothing that she wouldn't normally do.
And I think it's so good to actually see people standing up for themselves. They're like, no, that's actually not okay, and I will call it out, not to the detriment of my career.
What's Barry been up to?
Barry Keoghan is a fantastic actor. I mean, a lot of people remember him from Saltburn, famous film.
Yes.
Emerald Fennell, fantastic film. A very successful performer. He has gotten so much hate online for his looks.
People call him ugly, do they?
Ugly. They call him horrible things. They call him evil. They say he's weird looking. And the kind of troll and the commentary he gets, he was saying in his DMs, the messaging he was getting was so hurtful that he literally left social media in 2024 in December. And you've got to kind of think, how are we still in an era in 2026
Well, looks play such a
where
big thing, yeah.
you can say that we're in a look society, but even still, to take the time to message someone
Evil
hate
comments. Yep.
about their appearance.
Now, I will say to you, Meta and Google and all those social media
Yes.
companies should make it illegal. They should make it that if you do try and post something like that, it's screened within half an hour, it's taken off.
Yeah, I'd say you can put, and there is a lot of barriers, you can do that.
Yeah,
like
and I think
obviously
it
you
needs
can
to
block
be
message
annoying.
requests and things like that. But I question the root of this. Who wakes up, Fred, and decides to choose violence and message a celebrity because you
Hate.
saw them in a movie
Yeah.
and just message and hate on them on their looks?
There's a lot of hate online. Look, here in Australia, we've got these new hate laws, which I think are wonderful.
Yes.
But it won't stop people still hating and being evil.
Well,
and-
where's that come from?
Yeah.
This like inherent, like I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never understood how people can feel like this is what I'm going to do
There's
today.
entitlement out there, there's envy out there, there's a lot of jealousy,
Yeah.
competitive
Tall poppy
jealousy,
syndrome.
tall poppy syndrome. And you know what? Sometimes people just need to step back and go, you know what? That person's probably worked hard to get where they've got.
Yeah.
They've invested a lot, whether it's time, money, effort, lifestyle. So think before you attack and hate people, because you know what? It's not a nice thing. And
It's a
if you've got
horrible
that
thing.
much time to hate somebody, you've got issues yourself.
100%
Get
hurt
assessed
people,
for
hurt
mental health.
people.
Yep.
Yeah, get yourself assessed.
Well said. What else have we got?
We've got our lovely Delta Goodrum representing us in Eurovision this
She's
year.
a positive. She's wonderful, isn't she?
Lovely, lovely person and a fantastic singer as well. So hopefully, you know, as a European nation, Australia, we're very excited to be in Eurovision. So anytime that we can get any kind of leverage into there, and I think Delta obviously is a fantastic singer, fantastic performer, is going to bring a huge show.
I think so
We
too.
haven't done as well the past couple of years, even though there've been some fantastic acts.
Who
even
was a
from
guy
Perth,
last year
from
for Perth?
Journey.
Yes, he wasn't bad.
He was good.
I thought he would have done all right.
It's
West
hard.
Australia.
It's hard. The Europeans, they
I
look
was
at
going
it.
to say, is that the thing? We're not part of Europe.
Well, that's the big question, really, when you think about it.
Why are we there?
in Eurovision?
I don't
Yeah,
get
no,
that.
you're
I don't
right.
get Eurovision was always amateurs, and
Yeah.
also it was always about Europe.
So
yes,
naturally.
we love watching it. SBS puts it on every year.
Yes,
They've
yes.
got Joel Creasy and the other lady from that TV show. which I'm trying to remember her name, but
Was it Myth?
no, the lady who does the quiz, the Spicks and Specks.
Spicks and Specks, was
Yes.
it? Oh, Julia Zamiro.
That's the one. Yes, thank you very much. But I just don't get it. I don't get why we're there. But the fact we're there, you couldn't have had a better
No, I
Australian
know.
representing.
Delta Goodrum, perfect. So very excited. Obviously, this is our 11th Eurovision since 2015, joining the ranks. We've had people like Dami Im did very well when she did it. So fingers crossed, our multiple millions of albums sold worldwide, Delta Goodrum will bring us home. Maybe a win. Anything's possible. We haven't had it yet.
Any big stories that you're following up in the next few weeks?
Well, Fred, what I am interested about is what's happening here in Perth. Now, there's this Perth comedian, Nikki Justice, who has been very successful since winning WA's Best Comedy Award at Fringe World, and was talking about how even though she's managed to accumulate around $200,000 in ticket sales in terms of revenue, performing as a comedian, which is already extremely difficult as a profession, it has not been able to sustain as a lifestyle, but she's ended up with like maybe taking home around $20,000.
Is that it?
It blows your mind, and
How
it's
much
a
you
bigger
work.
conversation then about the arts in general. Creative industries, people assume, because we look at a top 1% making these multi-million-dollar contracts, some that we're familiar with in the moment on radio, but when you look at people just working at the base level or even working quite
Doing
successfully,
exactly the same
they
thing
still
or more.
can't survive.
Yeah.
And it's generally because artists are used commodified, and your value is diminished in you. You're told that it's good experience for you, good exposure for you. You should feel privileged to do this. And even though you have a skill set that you have honed, we don't see it as work still. So all of these other people in between, managers, agents, corporations, sponsors, everything around you make a lot of money off you, but you actually don't survive. So she
end
actually
up-
has turned to OnlyFans.
Isn't it sad that they've had to do that?
I mean,
OnlyFans are a bit dodgy, I think. But hey, you
in
do
terms
make
of
money.
if you're able to then make way more money and it's for you, then more power to you at a certain point, I
Good
think.
luck to her, and being a Perth comedian, I think it's also more important as well. And ladies, female comedians that aren't vulgar and rude and filthy mouthed and all that sort of thing, the ones that are terrible usually get somewhere, which is really sad.
I think it's just also...
And you're a comedian, you know.
an alleged comedian.
Where do we get more information
More
about you?
info about me, Fred. I'm online. You can find me at alexandersacosta.com, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok.
Available
chat.
for emceeing, singing for you, and anything else you need him to do. Alexander Sacosta. Thank you very much. We'll see you in a couple of weeks, I think.
Always a pleasure.
We'll take a break. More of The Couch coming up. The Bitchin' team is here next. Well done.
Connect with The Couch online through Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
I should be over all the butterflies, but I'm into you.
Welcome to Bitchin' on this Easter Sunday. Nice to have your company. Let me introduce our bitches for today. Chris Moyer, welcome to the show. Jem Merrigan, welcome to the show. And Chris Ilsley, welcome to the show.
Lots of Easter eggs, always very nice.
Loving it.
Now, Chris, we have got, thank you very much, everybody, for being here today. Nice to have Jen back as well.
Thank you.
And Chris, welcome back as well.
It's been a little
Thank
while
you.
since the end of last year, but good to be back.
Thank you very much. And you've got some great topics for us today. We're looking at customer service. From
That's
your
right.
side.
Well, there's a lot that's happened since I was last here on the couch, so let's dive straight into it. This is the stuff that's trending over the last couple of months, and we're going to go to Korea. First, there is a restaurant that is getting a bit of backlash from customers because they are rejecting solo diners.
That's when you're on your own.
When you're on your own, basically. So
Most of my youth, when I went to Sydney, I used to eat on my own in Italian restaurants.
Well, that was going to be a question in a sec, but just to give everyone a rundown on what's happening. So either, you're not welcome if you're on your own, and they're framing it that, they're not going to sell and encourage loneliness. But the alternative is you pay for basically 2 meals.
Like a hotel does.
And that's what I was going to say in a sec. But just before that, there was someone who did say they actually went and dined alone, and they were pressured to hurry up,
get
out. Yeah, exactly. So copping a lot of backlash at the moment, and it was interesting. It got me thinking. I've travelled and been at hotels and eaten at hotels on my own, and I think that's kind of your expectation that you can eat alone. But what does everyone think? Is it a bit? Are you a bit sort of afraid to? You don't want to be seen alone in public. Do you go to the movies by yourself and watch movies alone?
I have never gone to the movies on my own. I feel it's a bit weird, but I wouldn't mind if I had
some
to.
do, don't they? Some.
Yeah, look.
I have.
Yeah.
I think people
I've been to
have
the
when I
movies
was
by myself.
younger.
Really?
I used to travel on my own to Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide, wherever I used to travel, to even Bali. And I had no problem eating at a restaurant because I always thought, this was the posh life. As a young person, you thought, wow, being able to afford a restaurant. So I never worried that I was on my own. Obviously now I go with other people, and now you have to talk to them and eat at the same time. I don't eat a lot. So I don't know. I think it's a silly argument. If someone's on their own, who cares? As long as they're paying the bill.
When I was in Melbourne, I ate by myself most of the time.
You were there for years. A couple of years.
3 years, right?
3 years, yeah. And I ate by myself
just
most
do
of the time. Yeah. I don't see what the big deal is, to be honest.
No, I travelled a lot in my 30s and 40s and ate a lot alone a lot in hotel restaurants, or I wander out and find a restaurant and go to.
Do you
You know
guys
what it's
think?
about?
Sorry,
It's about them missing out on money.
That's
That
it.
is all it's about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're worried about loneliness. Well, guess what?
No, you're
Some
not.
people actually like being alone.
Exactly. And do you guys think that maybe it's the new world as well? And I won't say the word woke, but there you go, I've said it. Do you think now it's somebody decides on what we all should be doing and what's right and wrong? So where I used to go to a restaurant and sit in an Italian restaurant and have my lasagna and salad and then have some calamari and then go home or have dessert, now it's someone saying it's not good to be seen as lonely. But how do they know you're lonely?
But who says you're
Exactly.
lonely?
That's right.
Yeah.
You might actually be on your own and quite content in your own company.
Well, yes.
You might work in a job where you have to deal with dozens
Absolutely.
and dozens of people every day, and you really cherish that time you've got by yourself.
I know lots of people who go to the movies, they actually go together to the movies, but because they want to see different movies, one goes into one cinema and one goes into the
But
other.
even when we do the media screenings, we sit with 5 or 6 people. I don't talk to them. I watch the movie on my own. I eat my own popcorn and drink my own drink, and then I'll talk to them at the end. Or I don't see Is there a problem being
I
on your own?
completely disagree for the record with this restaurant too. I don't go out too much on my own, although
Yeah.
I think sometimes
You've got
maybe
a
a
wife,
break from the
kids,
kids. Well,
yeah.
but I think maybe I should go out on my own a little bit more. But I think, you know,
circumstance.
But now we're looking at it commercially, and I think that's what's happening too.
It's
you
all
know,
about money.
You see, but look at this. You see minimum spends, you know, everywhere. I think even it's a minimum spend for Domino's Pizza to get a pizza delivered. I think you can't just order one. You've got to order one plus something else as well. So,
But Uber's like that. If you, unless
It's
you,
a
Exactly,
form of
so-
third line forcing when you think about it, really.
yeah.
Because what they're doing is they're forcing you to spend a certain amount that you don't necessarily want
Absolutely.
to spend to suit their commercial
Not a-
needs.
we all
offer
agree-
the service or don't offer
But
the
even
service.
who would want to go back there if you're pressured
No.
to leave? I don't even like being pressured to leave if I've got two
Hey,
people at a table.
I'll
for
tell
two.
you about a restaurant that I go to in Mount Hawthorn, a beautiful restaurant called Spritz.
Oh,
now,
good.
the great thing about Spritz is you used to have to line up, and I used to hate seeing, when you're in there, seeing 300 people outside pressuring you. They're looking at you saying, go, eat, hurry up and go. I don't like those sort of restaurants. And they don't do it as much, but they have done it, and still their principle that, you know, there's always a line of people waiting to come in. I think once you're fully booked, you're fully booked. Don't hold people in reserve because there's a pressure there that you need to eat and run. So I think
No,
we
there's
all
only
agree.
a pressure there if you assume the pressure.
Just shut the
If you're
curtain.
sitting there enjoying your meal and
Yep.
someone's going, hurry up, you're going, no.
Well, let's move to the next
What
one.
are they
Let's
gonna
talk
do?
about what's the fuel levy all about?
Well, we're talking now, actually, speaking of being commercial and all of that. Look, as your viewers are watching, petrol prices are going through the roof and it's affecting everybody. But let's talk about a customer's appetite. And in this case, it is for coffee. So we have a coffee place. And it's probably not just in Sydney, because I know my wife went to one here in WA recently, very similarly. But a medium coffee has hit $5.80.
Gee.
Large coffee is now at $6.30. Now we're saying, or what we're hearing is it's because of rising fuel
costs to
prices
bring
and
that
things
coffee to
like
the
that.
restaurant.
But it's
How
really
much coffee in any coffee shop in any part of this country was bought
Before.
after
Yeah.
the war in Iran broke out?
Let alone
How
the
much-
petrol.
were roasted.
Mate,
Yeah.
you know, there's an old saying about that. It's called taking the piss.
Yeah, it's
and
called-
that's exactly what's
Price
happening.
And there's a new saying, it's called gouging.
Yes.
And you know what's sad? They would have bought that coffee, you know, in a restaurant. I know people that own shops. They buy a truckload of coffee in a coffee shop
And they keep it for ages.
and it lasts for ages.
Look, I had a friend who had coffee shops in Victoria. They made an absolute killing out of the coffee. Is high profit.
Yep.
They make a killing out of it. I suggest what you do: go to Kmart,
Yep.
buy a French press or a push-through coffee maker.
Take it with
Go to Coles and buy your Lavazza on special. You'll get the best
Absolutely.
coffee ever.
Do you know in
And in
Europe?
the meantime,
And
you
it'll-
rock up to the coffee shop when they tell you the price. They say, "Would you mind donning a balaclava and sticking a sawn off
Yep.
in my face just so the robbery can appear
It
authentic?"
feels like it's
Yeah.
normal.
Yeah.
Do you know in Europe too, and you've been to Europe, apparently I haven't been to Italy back since I was born there, but apparently you can go to a cafe and if you want it sitting down, it's extra cost than having it standing up at the bar or taking
those
it off.
espresso bars
Yeah.
you stand.
I was in Italy in December and January, and you don't
It's
drink
cheaper.
cappuccinos after. You only drink cappuccino at breakfast, and you have your espresso and you stand.
Isn't
and
it crazy?
Yeah,
And it's all about the cost that you're willing to incur and what they want to charge you, and it's ridiculous.
But
So
high
How long
profit.
before we hit, and I don't know where this magical figure is, but it's got to be there somewhere. How soon before we hit a price where people just, you literally hit a wall and people go, no,
Enough.
no, that's
Well,
it, no
Mc-
more.
McDonald's
I'm not going
coffee.
to pay for this.
Look at McDonald's. You know what I do? I go to 7-Eleven, not giving them a plug for any reason. $2 coffee, and it tastes amazing. If you want a coffee, you can get soya, you can get low, light milk, macchiatos, all that type of thing.
That's the other thing. That's another area of complaint.
Yeah, but you go to McDonald's. you're
Simple
paying
rule: if it
3
ain't been
times.
lactated, it ain't milk.
Do you know what? You go to these other stores like McDonald's, Hungry Jack's, all these takeaway places like, the coffee places. You're paying $8-9 for a coffee just because it's got Starbucks written on it. I just think it's time for people to say enough.
Oh yeah.
What do you reckon?
Look, I think so. I think people can't make their own fuel, so they're going to have to go buy fuel for
Fuel,
instance. So
yes.
fuel is you can't change, but they can make coffee at home. And some people, to be honest, don't mind the taste of Blend 43. International roast, and what did we just say off air before we started?
Pablo.
Pablo coffee.
Pablo coffee.
Pablo coffee.
Jeez,
the
you
worst
pay
tasting
more just to
coffee
get
ever.
rid of Pablo.
That's it.
Tell me
have
something.
a great slogan, Pablo Coffee. The coffee you give people you really don't like.
Well, there's the Lawak coffee in Bali where it's eaten by...
It's eaten by the monkey.
And then they pull it out and then we grind it and eat it.
There you go.
So anyway...
I've got a line for that, but not for this show.
No, definitely not. What's happening with... sorry, we're going to move...
No, we'll change the subject then. Let's talk on happy things.
What's this about smiling when you don't have to?
So Target, which we all know, but this is coming out of America, they've got this new rule and it's upsetting both staff and customers. And here's the rule. So it's called the 10 and 4 rule.
Chris is already doing it.
Well... Yeah, have you got a forced smile? Yes.
No, it looks natural.
Or is that just Chris Ilsey? There we go. So here's the rule. So within 10 feet, it's called the 10 and 4 rule. Within 10 feet, a smile and a wave. Within 4 feet, a smile and a personal greeting.
Oh my.
So basically, they are
is this
forcing the new
Target?
rule in Target. They're not doing too well. This is the point. Target
Because Kmart
sales
took
are
them
down.
over.
Target
They're all part
hasn't
of
been
Kmart.
doing well
So
for a long
maybe
time.
the solution is to just force the staff, take them hostage, and force them to smile at customers. But I don't know. What about customers? I mean, this is where we're getting it from. The customers are facing. Well, Target's facing the backlash because it's the customers that are saying, "No, don't come near me. Don't come near me. Leave me alone. Let me shop."
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. I have this thing. It's a very simple philosophy. Do I need any assistance? No. If I want assistance, the only thing I want is to be able to find somebody to assist me. That's the only thing I want. Otherwise, leave me alone. And when someone comes up and says, "Are you right?" I think, I'm going to have this pain in the neck hanging around me. Now, that's probably what they're instructed to do, but they really need to be... If I was running a business, I would say, make sure you are available if the customer wants you, and make sure that you know the products that if the customer asks questions, you can provide the answers.
See, I think it's pretty good as a company. You are allowed to say to your staff, be happy. We want you to put out a good image. I think all of us here would not disagree with that. I think when you're forcing people, you're virtually assuming that staff are not happy and don't like being there and they're going to be miserable. But I think at the end of the day, Target need to make that decision. It hasn't been doing well for about 10 years. Kmart became the overall, because they're owned by Wesfarmers. Maybe it's time that Target got absorbed by Kmart.
Exactly.
Make it all Kmart. Get rid of that competition.
I don't know. I actually went
They sell the same stuff now.
Yeah, I went to Target, as it's affectionately called, and found that they actually had a better range than Kmart. And the other thing is they did have a greeter when I walked into the store, and they were pleasant. They weren't over the top or anything. They just said hello. They're there if you need any assistance, and they had people dotted around.
So the
store,
Make sure you're not pinching anything.
the Target.
The greeter with their headset on.
But you're going into the store. You're not coming out of the store.
Yeah, but when you come out the store, the greeter.
No, the greeter's when you go in.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he's not because then you come out a different way.
I think Jen knows what she's talking about. She is wearing the Target uniform on
Yes,
set.
I thought that.
She's got the
Absolutely.
red going.
She's gonna
I've got
shift
the
this
Target
up.
going.
She just finished
I
the shift.
found that Target was a more enjoyable shop than Kmart. Kmart is always chaos. I hate the way they put the cash registers in the middle of the stores.
It's terrible.
It's always
Question, please, for the Minister for Target.
Yes.
If that's the case, and I'm accepting what you're saying on face value, how come Target's in the commercial doldrums and has been since forever?
Well,
the customers
I don't
have
know.
moved
This
on.
was my last experience when I went to Target. It was a much better experience than Kmart.
Can I just say,
You
we've
know
only got to
why I
go.
And that
hate
was this
shopping
year.
We've
now,
got
don't
3
you?
minutes left. Can we let's all agree, it's not nice to make people smile when they don't need to. Is everyone agree?
Don't make people walk up to you and force a
look,
smile.
Target, it was always better.
Uber says to you, do you want to talk in the Uber? Yes or no? Hairdressers offer silent appointments, like a Brazilian barbecue restaurant. Do I want more green? Do I not want more red? So
Tell us
there we
the
go.
last story and we'll just get a yes and no
Let's do
from
this
everyone.
last one here. So a Sydney bookshop has gone viral because they are screaming at shoppers for browsing books. In other words, they're basically saying, don't pick up that book and flick through it because I know you're going to read it, you're going to take a photo of it, because some do, and you're going to go and buy it on Amazon. So we don't want you here. So no photography. So I remember when I went to Europe for one of the first times in the Sistine Chapel, there was a rule, no photos, but now no photos in a bookstore.
Yep. And can I just
I
tell
don't
you,
actually blame
I was
them, to be
walking
totally
in the
honest.
Medina in Marrakesh at Christmas time, and they had no photos on a whole lot of shops there.
I don't blame them in one sense, because if you're running a business, and let's face it, if you want to talk about something Australia needs a Royal Commission into, it is commercial leases. Okay? They are nothing short of legalised extortion. And the practices and how they operate are absolutely abhorrent. Putting that to one side for a moment, if you're running a business, you're paying an exorbitant lease, you're paying what is by world standards very high wages, and somebody goes in to browse your books to take a photo to go and buy it online for people who don't have anywhere near the level of costs that you have. Look, the way they execute it might be questionable, but I do not argue the principle.
do we all agree, just quickly, because I've got to wrap it up? Jen, did you agree with that? No photos? It's absolutely right
and
what they're
look,
doing.
don't support local. Don't support companies
Beautiful.
like Amazon.
And that's what I'm suggesting too. I don't like the way they've handled it. Support local, and books are about bringing people together.
I would have loved. There's actually there's a
Jeff
shoe
Bezos
shop
sucks.
that's doing the same thing here in the country, WA, I think it is. Apparently, if you go and try shoes on, they don't allow you to try them on. They charge you a $20 fee because people try them on, then go online and buy them. That's a different story. Can I just say thank you very much to Chris Moore. Thank you to Jen Merrigan for Have a Go News. Always check them out online. The new one. There must be a new Have a Go coming up. Chris Ilsey, as always, a pleasure to have you. Great
Pleasure to be
broadcaster.
here. Thank you for having
And we'll
me.
do it again in a couple of weeks' time.
then.
That is The Couch. My little tip on Easter Day today, don't buy more fuel than you need, Australia. We are not end of world. Buy what you need. Stay home, fill up once a week. That is it from us. Thank you very much. Thanks to Ben, who came back today to do audio. Thank you to Michael, who's here today. Thank you to Si. Thank you to Alex. And thank you to Josh. Thanks to Barbara in the tea room. And thanks to Marcella, that's in the DA role. And thank you, I think I said Ben already, but Ben, thank you very much. Ben Varco. Who was the last one? Casey as well, that's in the tea room looking after guests as well. That is The Couch for today. We'll leave you with Ethan Granger, wonderful young talent. He's in the theatre waiting for us to move on. Here he is, he's moving on.
As I sit and watch the sun, I'm waiting for your love to come. And though I'm growing tired of waiting around, you know I'd wait here for you. And though I'm told that I'm wasting my time, know that love only comes when it's due. And I don't ask why, 'cause I trust in you. Oh, I do now, honey, yeah. So as I sit and watch the sun, I'm waiting for a sign from God. I'll take another little drag from my cigarette as I left to myself, 'cause I'll be waiting for you. And though I'm told that I'm wasting my time, I know that love only comes when it's due. And I don't ask why, 'cause I trust in you. Oh, I do now, honey, yeah. Yes, I do now, honey, yeah.